Rumble versus Mbessa matchup is really punishing early on. So I want to see how EDG are actually able to leverage some of their gold advantage. They have some of the best gold difference at 15 in the league.
Push into this Rumble so far, so we'll have to see what can really break that mold, or maybe we'll see LPL teams kind of not prioritize the Dragon early. We've seen that often, actually. Later Drake takes. LPL teams have been really obsessed with the Grubs fights over forcing a first Drake take.
If I'm EDG,
I spoke too soon. Hulk, I spoke too soon. Zhong, what is gone? Is he rusty? Is he off this game? Because he just got slapped silly by ZDZ for first blood. No Rumble ult needed.
Zhong will not have flash, but he'll still have that ultimate, and ZDZ is a much more pliable target for Ultra Prime to find. So let's see if they're able to find a comeback there.
No, do not.
Okay, Junhao's here, but it's fine. He does not have Pillar. Xiaosha's in the area, and Saber will have ultimate.
Oh, here we go. It's Palkia again. The fire starter for EDG. Headbutt pulverize Junhao back out. Cancel from the grand entrance. It's going to force a flash out of Junhao. There's the Cataclysm through onto 2. Junhao holding on to that flash that he doesn't have, and he'll drop to On, who finds the first kill. Now Baya is going to have to expend some of his summoners. There's the Weaver's Wall coming down, going to cut off some of the EDG attack. Really good use of that ultimate from Saber. And now the rocks are starting to flame. There's the flash forward from Xiaohao. He's going to eliminate Baya's Palkia with no HP. Does not care. He's trying to set up more kills, and they're going to cash them in. 3 more kills picked up for Edward Gaming, and the curtain call coming down on the Saber. The flash doesn't mean anything. 3 kills to On. EDG routing in the first 8 minutes.
Zhong could never answer that fight. And even with him not having the flash and TP, that was a big punish. Somehow, Ultra Prime, with their 3 grubs, they're sending 4 people. They want first turret.
Want? That's a past tense. We're going to have to go with that one. They got. They're going to pick up that first brick here. So ZDZ, I mean.
Thanks to on EDG side. 2 dragons to start. They lost their grubs, but I don't think it's a very big deal. We talked about how easy it is for EDG to get priority thanks to the champions that they have. And I love that we're seeing them leverage that. Already the first 2 objectives of the game, and it seems like that Herald spawning in 3.5 minutes is more than likely going to help us decide feats of strength. For the next 2 minutes, so watching how both of these teams kind of pilot around the map, and especially our 2 supports, is going to be pivotal.
Oh, ZDZ. All right, here's the bowling execution down. They're going to use the quickness charm as well to knock the equalizer layered over, but ZDZ should be picked off. But the TP is coming in now. ZZ's going to flash and get it followed by Zhong. This TP was a bit off here from Angel. He does have help, though, from the top side of the river. Xiaohao coming in. Charm going to be held here. There's the flag trap. Good jog from Zhong to get around that one, but he's still going to get trapped in the Cataclysm. Is there enough damage here with Angel? Palkia gets the knockup, and they will trade their top laner back. And run down a turret with our grubs, which I don't hate, angling into the one thing you've been able to take control of in a very murky early game, but now you're late to the Herald. Maybe everyone's late to the Herald. Over the wall, in with Palkia, Knockup City. Hello, Ultra Prime. No way for Saber to even move there. Azuna has to use the pillar defensively, and that one pick, the problem we've seen so many times with Ultra Prime before big neutrals.
Herald, can EDG actually play for this, right? So Angel doesn't have teleport, so he's going to have to back and spend his gold, then walk over to this objective. On doesn't have ultimate, Palkia doesn't have ultimate, and all of this stuff is still up and available here for Ultra Prime. So I expect for this to be a bit of a harder fight for EDG to play.
Too quick here with the Jhin, and Palkia, as always, is looking for an aggressive angle in. As Xiaohao is want to see if Junhao's up for a bit of a 50-50. He's going to pop the Subjugate now onto Xiaohao, and with that big ultimate down, they're going to secure the Rift Herald. Curtain Call is going to come out here. We see a flick back onto Palkia. Good usage of the Q4 to get out of the flick back, but he gets knocked up and severed down thanks to Xiaosha. Palkia dying a bit out of position for the sins of EDG.
A little bit more gold. Seems like that's going to be the case. As you see, they're trying to make a deployment onto ZDZ.
I'm a bit cautious with this game plan. Poly execution, though, down. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. ZDZ once again finds himself in a 1v number scenario that he just never survives. Just like that. And now, yeah, Ultra Prime, don't worry about the Dragon spawning on the bot side.
And it'll be feats of strength here completed for EDG. Grabbing themselves, that would feel very nice. Obviously, already having a lot of their boots, giving them that small edge in fights. Only going to be about 1,000 gold in the advantage of Edward Gaming. But so far, their objective setups have felt a lot cleaner than their opponents, and these fights have felt
a lot more of their damage to become a pretty threatening spot. Is okay. Enhanced Blast Cone. Ooh, I like that. Fade away from the Grand Entrance, then throw the Cataclysm onto Xiao, but he gets an ally to dash back out of, so you now lose that ultimate.
No!
Here comes the equalizer, though, that Xiao was just not expecting. So ZDZ is able to clean up the scrap started by his jungler.
Pretty meaningless for the most part. I mean, this champion has a million dashes anyway. Looks like EDG, they're going to make the trade. They're going to go ahead and take this mid-tier 1, and now they'll move into this bottom side. Can Ultra Prime, even if they grab this dragon, or this bottom lane turret, I don't think it actually matters because they can't spend the gold now, and Ari's going to instantly delete this wave.
Dark, the now Drake Pit, and Otacon River have become here for Ultra Prime.
They can
With the
find it.
For Zhang, they're going to go right on top of this Rumble, and a great flick back from Saber is going to pick up that first kill. Curtain Call starting to rain down as well as the TP's come in. Angel needs to find this charm, doesn't get it. Zhang gets to still run wild, but the Spirit Rush will catch him and cut him down. Now it's Edward Gaming's turn to try and step up with piercing arrows behind coming through for On, and with Junhao much more chugged out, EDG get to reap all the rewards on this bot side river.
All right, he's just going to have to play his life, get some jungle privilege, come back out onto the map. Maybe they try to see if they can contest later into this fight. They still have the Weaver's Wall. I think it's already too late. Ultra Prime now, they lose the soul to EDG. And that damage, I think that fight was as good as it was going to get for them. They had the Unraveled Earth already set up. They need to win this fight. And even if they do, I'm very worried for their stakes here in the game. It's the best it's going to get right now for them.
Keep in mind, Angel now just hit mid lane, trying to sprint down here. Let's see if Xiao looks for a steal angle. That's a great equalizer from ZDZ. Ultra Prime now have to walk out of the pit momentarily. Piercing arrow smite combination is big here, and now they've allowed Angel to come around for the flank, and they're not even trying to step up to go for this Otacon because they know the turn's coming out. Great flash forward from Angel, does get Junhao rooted out. The Cataclysm comes down on 2. Xiao has to flash back out, but the Otacon they can just take, and now look to turn and burn with CDZ leading the charge. Public execution on top of him, but Zhang can't get enough damage down, and EDG are just too big, too bad, and too broad-shouldered to ever be knocked around in this game. 4 kills cleaned up for nothing, and Xiao's gonna make it a clean ace. Edward Gaming looking like they're back to that dominant form that we saw from them at the start of this split.
Well, it's only a 4-0, but I think at 25 minutes, you'll take a soul, you'll take an Otacon, and you'll take a 4-0 ace. So let's push out on these waves, and let's see how EDG are able to clean out this game. A dominant start to finish. I mean, we go all the way back to the first set of grubs and stuff. We're looking at EDG fighting a full-on ace almost. They get multiple kills here for On, and he has been absolutely untouched. The only people to die, ZDZ and Palkia. I think that's a perfect game if you are Edward Gaming. Sizzled them up, and then Burgers landed cheese side up for EDG. You just got 3 kills. Palkia.
Oh, hello. Look at this flank coming across here. On. They pick him off. What a find from Junhao and company to get that one started. Can they clean up the fight now without On? No, it's just too little, too late. Welcome to Ultra Prime getting wallet diffed, everybody, even when they find the golden goose of On.
And this is what we needed to see from EDG for them to be able to get first place in Group Nirvana. They cannot drop a single series. And while their schedule isn't particularly tough, we already saw them drop a game to Thunder Talk. They dropped the whole series versus their counterparts in NIP. And thankfully, we are seeing more of the same. Ultra Prime's first series of the split was against EDG, and it looks like one of their last couple of games is going to be up against this team.
Baron secured onto 4 members. Like you mentioned, that grub fight, them losing 4 members that quickly against an EDG team that we have pretty lofty expectations for from a Group Nirvana stance, and maybe even further. You can't give them those windows, or you get games like this where 28 minutes in, you're getting 4-1 split onto 2 spots, and it's really hard to find any engage angle right now in Edward Gaming.
And there's also item advantages in almost every single lane right now, especially for Xiaohao, who we needed to see step up considering his last couple series have been less than stellar. Palkia is going to try to go on in. He's going to force Ultra Prime away. 2 inhibitors are going to fall, and they still have Baron for another minute while this Elder spawns in 15.
Elder. Man, I forgot. Yeah, we got Soul at 23 minutes. That means Elder gets to come in at about 29 minutes, but EDG looking like they want to take the express route to a Nexus explosion. still hanging around here. Guys, let's not fall for the Nexus turrets fallacy, all right? If you're going to go for it, you got to win it here. And all right, Xiaohao finds an angle on Nabaya, who gets the pig lava curtain put under him. Still surviving, though, with this redemption up. He'll finally drop, but Ultra Prime, there's nowhere left for them to run. There's nowhere left for them to hide. And even if they go back into the fountain, their Nexus cannot come with them. What a game one here from Edward Gaming, showing they are in a class of their own, along with NIP in Group Nirvana.
And they kind of ruined some of their KDAs at the end. Not happy about that, but if that's the only thing we're critiquing them for, then I think you're very, very pleased.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.